No.
So,
How do you feel about it?
I don't.
You figured I asked you, Bob?
Yeah, that's fine.
so I'll let you know which ones should be included.
Are we ready for the,
Very proud of
Right.
you.
I can just put the,
Nicole's got a stand.
I'll just put
You
the,
need a stand.
good evening all. I'd like to welcome you to the Village Council meeting of Monday, November 27th, 2017. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Walter.
Present.
Commissioner Reed.
Present.
Commissioner Polk.
Yep.
Commissioner Petrolato.
Here. Let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You have in your packets this evening a draft of the minutes from our previous meeting on November 13th. Have any questions, comments, suggested changes? If not, I would seek a motion to approve at this time.
Second.
Hearing a motion in a second, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Reed.
Yes.
Commissioner Rosenthal.
Yes.
Commissioner Polk.
Yes.
Commissioner Petrolato. Yes. Mayor Mahoney.
Yes. Illinois Bicentennial Year Proclamation. I'm going to read this proclamation. Whereas Sunday, December 3rd, 2017 marks Illinois' 199th birthday as Illinois became the 21st state of the Union on December 3rd, 1818. Whereas Illinois Bicentennial will be a year-long celebration between December 3rd, 2017 and December 3rd, 2018, which will be our state's 200th birthday. Whereas Illinois Bicentennial will remind us all that every day in Illinois, amazing things are born, built, and grown. Whereas Illinois Bicentennial will honor the many ways that Illinois has influenced American history, achievement, culture, innovation, and more. Whereas Illinois Bicentennial is a once-in-a-lifetime invitation to fall in love with Illinois all over again. Whereas together we can inspire pride in Illinois and show the world what it makes this state so great. Whereas the Village of Palos Park endorses the efforts of the Illinois Bicentennial Committee and encourages all citizens to participate in the state bicentennial celebration by visiting Illinois200.com. And I do proclaim that the 200th birthday of the great state of Illinois be recognized and celebrated on this day and for the next year. Consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda are routine or have been brought forward at the direction of the Board of Commissioners and will be enacted with one motion. If discussion is decided, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. A, to approve payment of invoices in the warrant list dated November 27, 2017 in the amount of $147,702.40. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Reed.
Yes.
Commissioner Rosenthal.
Yes.
Commissioner Polk.
Yep.
Commissioner Petrolato.
Yes.
Mayor Mahoney.
Yes. Old business. Any items of old business be brought forward to the council at this time? Hearing none, we'll go to board, commission, and committee recommendations. First, Plan Commission recommendation regarding application filed requesting approval of a commercial plan development in the B2 General Retail and Wholesale Business District pursuant to Chapter 1274.05 with a variance from the required landscaping for commercial building and a commercial construction and landscaping review pursuant to Chapter 1461.01 to construct a 6,459 square foot retail office building on the property commonly known as 9520 West 131st Street in Palos Park. Commissioner Reed?
Yes.
Would you like to handle this matter?
I'll be more than happy to do so. The backstory. The applicant, as the mayor so succinctly said, proposed to develop the 30,879 square foot site with a 6,459 retail office building, 32 space parking lot, and a dumpster enclosure. Building, as proposed, will contain 6 tenant spaces that are intended to be used for professional offices. The proposed building is designed with traditional style architecture featuring stone, veneer, and stucco. The dumpster enclosure will be built of face brick. Landscaping is proposed between the rear of the proposed building and the street, but not at the rear of the property where the parking lot abuts an existing wetland and forest preserve to the west. Plan Commission hearing was held on November 16th, and they recommended by a 4-0 vote approval of the requested commercial plan development and the commercial construction and landscaping review, finding that the standards for both requests were met. Although 2 of the Plan Commission members expressed some concern about the design and maneuverability of the proposed parking lot, the final vote was unanimous to recommend approval, subject to the condition noted in the recommended motion. Additionally, the Plan Commission supported the requested plan development variances due to the existing wetland and forest preserve, as well as the narrow width of the property. In the event you would need additional information, we had provided you with the Plan Commission recommendation memo dated October 19th, 2017, and attached Plan Commission packet. The concerns that I had relative to this project had been expressed to the Plan Commission members. My concerns have been allayed based on the information provided by them. Prior to making a motion, I will open it up to my fellow council members to see if there are any questions, concerns, or objections to the Plan Commission's recommendation.
Does the applicant have anything further to say?
Please answer any questions, but I think we covered all the Plan Commission.
Okay. Any questions from any members of the council?
No, great project.
Yeah, it's nice that the green space is going to be facing the street that way. It looks very pretty and inviting, and it's not just a building right on the road, so appreciate that.
Based on that, prior to making a recommendation, I would offer one more comment. I don't know of any other use for this parcel of property other than that as proposed by the owner. I think it would be a great asset in that area, and we are glad to that you made the proposal. That being the case, I move to approve. Let me stop for a moment. Director Cruz, do you have any comments to add?
I have nothing further to add. Thank you.
Based on that now, dotted all my i's and crossed all my t's. I move to approve the application PC 2017-03, subject to the condition that all landscape yards, with the exception to the wetland area, be sprinkled. Sprinklered, I should say, and would seek a second.
Second.
No, I'm assuming that condition is acceptable to the applicant?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second, would the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Reed?
Yes.
Yes.
Very enthusiastic, yes.
Yes. Mr. Doyle, thank you very much. I know you've worked really hard on this property to make an acceptable use over many years. So we appreciate all your efforts, and I think the design came out very nicely. So thank you for going through this process. Thank you. So, next agenda item. Do you want to handle this too, or do you want me to handle it? Okay, I'll do it.
Okay.
PC 2017-04, the Village of Palos Park is requesting a text amendment to Chapter 1220.04 meetings of the Planning and Zoning Code to amend the start time for the Plan Commission from 7:30 to 7 p.m. Just a little background, at the April 20th, 2017 meeting, the Plan Commission voted to amend the start time for the meeting from 7:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Staff later determined that a text amendment would be necessary to change the meeting time as Section 1220.04 of the zoning ordinance specifies the time of the meeting. So there's a public hearing held at the last Plan Commission on November 16th, and no individual spoke out against the proposed text amendment. The recommendation is that the zoning ordinance specifies that the Plan Commission shall meet at 7:30 p.m. because this language is located within the body of the zoning ordinance. Text amendment is required. The adopted rules of procedure indicate that the start time of the meeting is 7 p.m. Accordingly, staff is proposing the zoning ordinance be amended as follows, simply to just change the time from 7:30 to 7 p.m. I would seek a motion to approve application PC 2017-04, amending the start time for the Plan Commission from 7:30 p.m. to 7 p.m.
I make that motion to approve the application PC 2017-04 to amend the start time for the Plan Commission from 7:30 p.m. to 7 o'clock a.m.
Yeah. Ooh.
7 o'clock p.m. I don't think the AM would have flown.
And that approval includes the ordinance that's in your packet.
And that includes the ordinance in our packet in ordinance form, correct?
Correct.
And I second.
That's probably a little
that
redundant, but,
ordinance.
and we have a second from Commissioner Milovich Walters. Hearing a motion in a second, would the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Reed?
Yes.
Commissioner Milovich Walters?
Yes.
Commissioner Polk?
Yep.
Commissioner Garvelia?
Yes. Thank you. All right. Information and updates, Public Works and Streets, and the Recreation Report, Commissioner Milovich Walters.
Thank you, Mayor Mahoney. I just have an announcement, and that is it. One of our most festive events this Friday, December 1st, is our Village Tree Lighting and Holiday Market at our Recreation Center. So please come join us, welcome in the season with the arrival of Santa and the official lighting of the village tree. The event starts at 5 and will go until 9 p.m. We will have the rec center filled on both levels with over 30 holiday vendors. So you can do a little shopping and then bring the kids and they can go shopping for you. District 118 is having a Santa secret shop again during our holiday holiday market and tree lighting. So there's a special area where the kids can go shopping, get some wonderful surprises for someone special in their lives, and there will be elves to help them do the shopping. And also our community tree decorating contest. It began November 22nd, so if you haven't signed up your group with a tree, there might be one or two left for you. It has to be decorated by Friday the 1st because that is when judging will take place. So if you have any questions, you want to get a tree, you want to know what kind of vendors we're going to have, or you just want a little more information, you can call 671-3760, or you can email the rec department at recreation@palespark.org. But this Friday, 5 p.m., come join us for some holiday fun.
What time is the tree lighting? I mean,
When the mayor is ready to light it and Santa comes in.
6:30 p.m.
Is it 6:30?
Yes.
That Santa's going to
6:30.
arrive?
Although
All right.
I don't want people to miss that.
No, but they should be there at 5 when it starts.
Think so?
Yeah,
For fear of missing.
exactly. So we shouldn't tell them.
Just in case.
Yes,
It's
show up
early.
at 5. You never know when Santa might get
No
here.
damn glove.
Might be an early arrival. You never know. So we can spend some time in holiday cheer and fun with your neighbors. So come out and join us. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Commissioner Reed, the Building and Public Property Report.
I am at a loss for words with that very succinct report by my colleague.
It's never that quick.
No, during my tenure here, it's never been that quick.
That is the quickest report you've ever given. She ain't done.
Exactly, there's gonna be something else coming out, I'm sure. Anyway, the building department report for tonight, November 27th. Enjoy a safe holiday season. Holiday safety is an issue that burns brightest from late November to mid-January when families gather, parties are scheduled, and travel increases. Take some basic precautions to ensure your family remains safe and injury-free throughout the season. Never leave burning candles unattended or sleep in a room with a lit candle. It may look nice, but it could be very dangerous. Don't burn candles near trees, curtains, or other flammable items. Most importantly, keep candles out of the reach of children. Don't burn trees, wreaths, or wrapping paper in the fireplace. Check and clean the chimney and fireplace area at least once a year. During the time period of November 8th through 21, the building department processed 14 permits, resulting in $3,519.50 in permit fees. 28 inspections were completed during the aforementioned period, and no exaction fees were collected. Secondly, I have an item before you for your consideration, which is an authorization to negotiate a contract for plan review and inspection services. On June the 12th, we approved the release of the request for qualifications for building permit plan review and inspection services for our building department. The request for qualifications was issued and 4 responses were received. The responding firms, H.R. Green, TPI Building Code Consultants, E&F Construction Code Services Incorporated, and Don Morris Architects. Staff conducted interviews of all 4 firms, and after full and thorough consideration, it was determined that H.R. Green provided the most comprehensive set of services under one roof and could supplement the village's public works staff in addition to the standard plan review and inspections. Additionally, an analysis of the 4 firms' fee structures found that H.R. Green's fees were significantly lower than the fees being charged by the village's current consultant, while being able to provide a broader range of services. In short, H.R. Green is the only Chicagoland firm that provides the breadth of services they offer. H.R. Green will easily be able to support the village's current workload while also being able to easily scale up as development of the west area begins. I'll take a pause and let you digest what I've just said, and you then you can do so, and would open it up for any comments, suggestions, or recommendations by my colleagues.
Any questions, concerns? And we're looking for what action?
An authorization for staff to negotiate a master agreement with H.R. Green and to bring the draft agreement to the village council for final consideration. So we're not approving the contract. Right. We're just asking, giving staff the authority to negotiate.
Any questions, concerns? So
Until we get the final report.
that was
Oh,
a
it's to
motion?
Save money. Oh, then I guess there's a second, if you made a motion.
That actually made a
Oh.
motion.
All right.
I was going to, you asked me what are we planning to do.
Okay,
So I put it in motion form this time.
thank you.
I,
That would be for the best.
well, thank you, sir. Following Robert's Rules of Order never hurts. I make a motion. Oh, hold on. Director Press, is there anything that I missed?
I have nothing further to add, thank you.
You've always got to check with the boss to make sure that I'm right. Now, I make a motion to authorize staff to negotiate a master agreement with HR Green and bring the draft agreement to the village council for final consideration, and would seek a second.
Second.
Hearing a motion and a second, would the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Reed?
Yes.
Commissioner Milovich Walters?
Yes.
Commissioner Polk?
Yep.
Commissioner Pavlonis?
Yes.
And Mayor Longfellow?
Yes.
Unless the director has something else for me to add, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Reed. Public Health and Safety Report. Commissioner Polk.
Thank you, Mayor. The monthly police activity report, 13 November to 26 November. We had 1,264 calls for service, wrote 45 adjudication tickets and an additional 19 traffic tickets, 38 written warnings, 28 verbal warnings, 18 additional case reports, arrested 5 adults, fortunately no juveniles, impounded no vehicles, 14 senior checks were performed, an additional 25 citizens were assisted, and 5 community contact hours. So that is what the Palos Park Police Department's been up to for the last couple of weeks. And then a couple of just quick points of information. The first is we talked a little bit about the foundation and the incredible financial benefit they've been to the park. They've stepped into the breach yet again and are going to be supporting training for our full-time sworn police officers in the subject of mental health first aid, particularly as it affects public safety. So the program introduces our officers to risk factors and warning signs of mental health concerns and helps our officers on a call to assess a mental health crisis, as well as provide initial help and support resources. And again, the funding for this is coming from the Palos Park Police Foundation. So the funding for this is coming from you. So we hope to have that in place by early 2018. And then a couple of other quick pieces of information. The cadet food pantry drive. The cadets have been collecting food for the township food pantry starting the 1st of November. This will continue to the 1st of the year, January 1st. It's our 16th annual holiday food drive. We're seeking donations of non-perishable foods and non-expired non-perishable foods. Canned goods or boxed goods are completely appropriate. The donations can be brought to the police department during normal business hours. If you'd like to have a pickup or you want more information, 708-671-3770 during business hours, and we'll be happy to make arrangements to come get your non-perishable, non-expired food item. The donations are going to the Palos Township Food Pantry in Palos Hills, which assists families from our surrounding towns, including the Heights, the Hills, Hickory Hills, Worth, Willow Springs, and parts of Orland Park. And then it is Cyber Monday, so again, we have some cautionary thoughts about holiday shopping safety. Again, pay attention to your surroundings. When you're in a parking lot, stay alert. Someone who seems to be standing around for no good reason is up to no good. Might be a good idea not to talk on your cell phone when you're walking to or headed back from the mall and going into your vehicle, because your phone call is a distraction that makes you vulnerable. Park your vehicle in a well-lit, well-traveled area. Better to travel a few more steps than to park in some place that's dark and remote. All of these tips are on the website. Please feel free. Go up and take a look at it. And Chief Miller, do you have anything else you want to add to the report?
Nothing else, Commissioner.
Thank you, Chief Miller, and that concludes our report.
Thank you kindly. Accounts and Finances Report, Commissioner Poblatos.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have no report, no official report, and no announcements.
Thank you kindly. We appreciate that brief report. I have nothing. I'm going to leave it to Clerk Aragoni.
I have nothing, Mr. Mayor.
Excellent. Manager Boehm.
I'll follow suit. I have nothing formal to report tonight.
We have, I'm looking for announcements. I see here that there are no announcements. Citizens and visitors comment period. Anyone like to address the council at this time? Hearing no such requests, I would seek a motion to adjourn at this time.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all, and
Stay
good
safe.
evening.
See y'all on Friday.